Hey, my friend, if you get triggered sometimes, if you deal with negative emotions, or if you used to feel depressed or something like that, this video could help you. I want to share with you what I do when I feel depressed, when I get triggered, and when I have to deal with negative emotions. So, today, as I woke up, I got instantly triggered. I felt how my mood was shifting. I felt anger, sadness, and fear. So I felt pretty bad. As I continued with my day, I opened up my phone at some point and there was another topic, another trigger for me. And it was like an amplifier. I felt more anger, more fear, more sadness. And I started to feel like depressed. It got pretty dark. Let's say it like this. And what I did, what helped me a lot, was a simple question. The question is, and don't get me wrong, please stick with me and I will dive a little bit deeper into it because it's not about suppressing thoughts or emotions. It's actually the opposite. And what helped me was a simple question. It started with a question I asked myself. I ask myself, am I enjoying this state of being? Am I enjoying this anger, this sadness, this fear? And the honest answer was no, I'm not enjoying this state of being. I'm actually sick of it. I'm so tired of it. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. I got really abused as a child and as a young adult. I had a lot of, I got really traumatized. I was addicted to alcohol and a lot of hard drugs. And I come from a really dark place. I went to hell and back. So I'm sick of these emotions. I don't want to feel angry. I don't want to feel sad. And so the answer was no. And like I said, it's not about suppressing the feelings. It's about checking in with yourself. Where are you? Where are you living? In which state? Which story are you telling yourself? To which story are you holding on? Are you living in the past or in the future? Because if we live the present moment, and as human beings, we love to romance the past or to live more in the future. But it's not always the healthiest thing. And what I want to say with this is if you ask the question, am I enjoying the state of being, these emotions? You can reflect on yourself. Where are you at the moment? Why do you feel this way? So for me, it was a mix of both. It was like it began in the morning. I got triggered, and a part of me, call it however you want, my inner child, a younger version of myself, a part of me was, was really sad and felt hurt because I lost a lot of good friends and family members, and I was really hurt from some family members also. So when I reflect on myself and when I understand where this pain or this feeling comes from, I can show compassion to myself. I can send some love to this part. I can the most important thing is also to accept it and to let go of it. So maybe at first to accept it, if you accept it, you can show yourself some love. You can show yourself some compassion. And you can do it with a time frame. Because if you have to go to work or if you are sitting in the car, it's not the time for a mental breakdown, right? It can be very dangerous if you are operating I don't know, a dangerous machine or something. You cannot lose yourself. So if it's the right time, check in on yourself, ask yourself this question, reflect yourself. Where is this pain coming from? And accept it. And to accept a situation doesn't mean to do nothing about it. It's the opposite, actually. You accept it, then you show yourself some compassion and you understand yourself. You understand yourself. And after accepting and showing yourself compassion, there is also a time to let go. And it doesn't mean you forget about something, but to me, to let go means to come back into the present moment. All this pain and suffering doesn't exist in this present moment. It feels like it if you are holding on to it, if you learn to truly let go. Also, pain can disappear. Also, physical pain can disappear because if if it's not like that, you wouldn't be able to sleep. I experience a lot of physical pain also, and I know a lot of people who have tremendous amount of pain and they take painkiller, but at some point they are able to sleep. And usually it's when they get so exhausted and so tired, they let go unconsciously because everything has its limit and we can learn to let go. And when you truly let go, you change your brain frequency. You slow down your brain waves. You can, science can measure it. So it doesn't matter how much you are suffering. It's not a competition. Everyone carries his own pain, and your own pain is always the worst pain. So I catched myself. I asked myself, I was checking in with myself. Am I enjoying the state of being? No. So I accepted it. I reflected on myself. Where does it come from? I showed myself some compassion. And then I was letting go. I did it in both directions about my past and my future because I felt really bad. It took some time, of course. I needed like some hours. But when I managed to let go, something wonderful happened. I felt I felt better in the first place, and then I felt much better because I got a reminder of something. I was really addicted to alcohol and drugs, and it was a painful experience and one of the worst experience of my life and the hardest thing to overcome, really. But it reminded me it is also one of my greatest gifts. And it took me a long time to realize this. Because, and maybe also for you, if you are addicted to any substance, it's your greatest gift. Because with this addiction, we have the opportunity to learn how to self regulate. And this process, what I described, it is just self regulation. And the sad story is we have so much chaos in the world. In my opinion, stupidity is running the world at the moment. It will change, but it's because most people are not able to self-regulate. Most people are constantly reacting out of any emotions. Most people allow their outer circumstances to rule over their feelings and emotions and thoughts, their inner world. Nobody wants to be controlled by someone, some higher powers or some politics, or we want to be free as humans, let's be honest. But most of us, we cannot be free because, like I said, most of us are not able to self-regulate. And if we want to bring order into this chaos, we cannot come from a place of chaos. We have to bring order to, we have to create order within ourselves, and then we can be a very valuable part of the society. We can do something very good and to change things. But to change things out of fear and stress just adds more problems. Maybe not in the short term, but in the long term, mostly. So we have to be able to self-regulate. And our biggest challenge can be our greatest gift. I learned it for myself with my addiction. And I can tell you, like I said, honestly, I get I get still a lot of triggers. I get triggered, but it's much easier for me to come back into the present moment, to catch myself and to realize, where am I? Am I here in my body, present now in the moment, or am I floating around in the future or romancing with the past? And it's the most important thing to do. So we have to understand, most people never realize that they are addicted. So if you are addicted to substances, it's easy to recognize. Somebody else will tell you, hey, you drink too much alcohol, hey, you take too much cocaine or whatever. But most people are, I guess 95% of all people are addicted to a mix of dopamine, adrenaline, and stress hormones. Stress hormones are the most addictive biochemistry substance we have. It's nothing stronger than that. So for average people, it's not easy to recognize that they are addicted, that they are not themselves. It's because if you get your daily dose of dopamine, adrenaline, and stress, it feels normal for you. You will feel bad without this stress, and your subconscious mind will do everything to produce this stress for you. It will rule your mind, your thoughts in a way that if something happens outside of you, it will give a special meaning to it. A meaning that your body kicks in and produces stress hormones, dopamine and adrenaline. Maybe something is happening, but it's actually not as bad, but you interpret it as really bad for you so that you can experience this stress. And it happens on a subconscious level. Most of us, we are not, and it's still happening for me. My body was more addicted to stress, adrenaline, and dopamine than to every other substance. And I was really addicted to hard drugs. And now I don't give myself these hard drugs, but my body still craves stress. And so I give meaning to a special meaning to different circumstances which produces stress inside of me, and that's the moment where I have to catch myself. Why do I give this meaning to this event or whatever happened? Do I want to experience this stress now? No, it's not healthy for me. So okay, I focus on myself, I center myself, and I think from a peaceful state. I think about it. Do I want to change this situation? Can I change this situation? And what will I do against it? But from a peaceful state. So I would love to say something about compassion and empathy, but it's getting too long. So if you are still here, thank you so much for spending time with me. And maybe you like to do me a favor, hit the like button, and maybe you could write stress in the comment section, just this word stress. So, like I said, thank you so much for spending time for me. I love you, and yeah, see you in the next video.